All right, I'm here with Tristen Naidoo, lightweight in South Africa, and on the come up under Coach G. How are you doing, Tristen?
I'm doing very well, thanks. And yourself, Aiden?
I'm doing good, thank you. A little bit of disappointing news. I mean, we're supposed to be seeing you now fighting for in the Elimin8 tournament, establishing yourself and furthering. But you mentioned to me off camera, everything happens for a reason. How do you feel though about the cancellation?
Initially, I was a bit disappointed. I know we had worked very hard and things like that. But what I realized was that I'm the best I've ever been right now. And I'm ending off the year still strong. I had basically a trial camp. I put in every effort at lightweight, which was my first run at lightweight. It was my first time doing sparring with somebody like Kane, learning from guys who are actually, somebody in the division, and that sort of thing. So even the diet, the weight cutting, the walking around at the right weight, the sparring at the right weight, all of that was done exactly as it should. So in essence, I didn't lose out on anything that the fight got cancelled. So that's why I said, you know what, it's fine. I had a good trial run, I had a good camp, I'm the best I've been so far. Plus, next year when we go into things, we know where to start off from. So that's the way I looked at it. Let me just look at the positives, and most of all, I'm ending the year off in a strong, solid camp where I'm really happy. Really, I found what I want again, yeah.
I wanted to say, like in the past, when we first started doing interviews, I think mentally you weren't in the best space, and it showed in some of the performances. But most certainly in your last performance, you definitely came in a strong place. What would you, attribute that to?
I definitely like to thank God first of all, like everything that happened. Because also moving to Coach G and Coach Dani, it was something I needed. I just didn't know it. And then when I did get it and saw how they are with me, how they treat me, how the camp is as a whole, I appreciate it a lot more. Having the guys that actually care about me or pushing me, like really, really pushing me. Even Kane, like me and him are quite close friends, so I appreciate him, like taking me sort of behind him and me learning from him. So yeah, very, very happy. I think that's made the biggest difference.
One thing I must compliment you on, and I've only seen it from social media, is your physique has completely changed as well. I just think, time in the gym and, everything. What is that down to? Because, I mean, that's been a big transformation for you.
Honestly, it's just been a lot of training and hard work. Like now that we've moved up to lightweight, it's going to be a tougher division, obviously. But I didn't get into the sport to be scared of the tough things, and I accepted that, and I said, okay, let's go. And so I'm stronger, I'm fitter, I'm faster, I'm everything like that. But honestly, it's more like boxing is a lifestyle now. Like I said, with me and Kane now, I follow him. We chat all the time. Did you do your second session? Did I do sprints? Did you do this? Okay, where are we going on Saturday to train? Whatever it is. It's like before, it was just me training. All my friends are everywhere. I'm just by myself, trying to do your own thing. Whereas now, it's like you have somebody who's doing almost exactly the same thing as you. So I'm enjoying it thoroughly again. Yeah.
All right. And in terms of your action for next year, is the Elimin8 still on for you, or is that tournament off for you? Where do you see yourself in that equation?
Honestly, with the Elimin8, I think I'm a bit disheartened by it. Also, I'd prefer to just work with promoters that are more serious and established, because the thing is, we train very hard for this. I spent a lot of money also, like, preparing, traveling all the time, because I knew how important it was. Even the diet and everything, we knew how important it was. So when this kind of stuff happens, it does affect us in a very big way. Not only like mentally and stuff, like financially it does affect us. So I'd prefer honestly to just fight on more solid promotions next year. The Elimin8 was a very good idea. It had some good prospects in there, and I thought, if we can get a win here in the tournament as a whole, that's what will take everything up. But everything happens for a reason, so next year we'll just go with that.
I see you, obviously you mentioned you close friends as well with Kane Fourie. He obviously is part of Boxing 5 promotions as well. He's been featuring on their tournaments. When you're talking about reliable promotions, that is one of the most reliable promoters in the country. Is that something that you consider being on one of those shows?
Yeah, no, definitely. Boxing 5, has grown so much. They're a great promotion, so I'd love to get on that next year for sure. Them and Warrior Center seem to be somewhat consistent this year, so I'm hoping for the same next year.
Yeah, I see you're also involved with the Warrior Ascent program as well. So, I mean, between those two, you're looking at those options, but the lightweight division is the way forward for you now, right?
Yes, most definitely. I think it's a tougher division, but it's exactly where I need to be. Like, I'm in a tough camp, but it's exactly where I need to be.
How much have you felt yourself leveling up? I mean, I know it's been sparring, and you have had one fight with Coach G, which would have told you a little bit more about yourself. But that was also a rematch in which you stopped the opponent before. Maybe the Elimin8 would have been a nice step up for you in terms of opponents. Where do you see yourself though in your abilities now?
I think the Elimin8 would have been a great step up for me, especially in terms of competition. But since my last fight, I can tell you, Aiden, I've improved more than 50%. Like one thing, I've been with Coach G now for just over 4 months, right? Coach G and Coach Dani for just over 4 months. And in that space of 4 months, I've improved more than I've improved in the last year and a half. So I've completely changed, which I'm very fortunate to actually, the growth to just go that fast. So if I stick with this, I can only imagine how much faster I'll catch up. Because, Kane is like here. But, if you're trying to chase someone, then you kind of bridge that gap a lot faster, and that's what I'm trying to do.
And Kane also says you're helping him out in not this interview, but the last interview. You're saying that you've helped him out with the social media, and basically put an arm over his shoulder for that. Obviously, you don't want to give up all your tips and tricks to the people out there, but I mean that also plays a huge role in a boxer's career.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like Kane helps me with a ton of stuff, so I try to help him with what I can. Try to help him with what I can, and he's a good friend of mine, so I'm more than happy, to see him do well and reap all the benefits from that kind of stuff. The social media helps with sponsors, with working with brands, with actually helping us make a living. Like for me, I've been out of work for exactly 1 year now, and I've been able to actually box full time because of social media, which is crazy. Because 1 year ago, I never thought I would be able to do this. So unfortunately, this year, fight-wise, it didn't go the right way. For the most part, only towards the latter part when I changed camps did things start to roll on. But because of the social media and stuff, I actually managed to survive a whole year. Yeah.
And you took a trip to Tanzania as well, Zanzibar, with Tropica. I also saw that on social media. How was that? And when did you do filming for that?
So I was supposed to fight at the Empress Palace card, I think June or something like that. And then I got taken off the bill. And within like a week or two, Tropica called me and they were like, listen, you got it. And I was like, yeah, that was like mind-blowing because it was so weird. Like I never thought I'd be on a reality show or something like that, but it added a whole new dimension to boxing, also a whole new audience to see me. That's the way I looked at it, at least. Like a lot of people will say, this guy doesn't really get so interested in boxing. He's not like focused on social media. He's whatever. I don't care what they say. I sit here, I work hard, and I follow these guys. That's all I do now. So it was great, like great experience. There's 2 more episodes left until the series ends, and I hope everyone watches because it's hectic.
Yeah. Obviously, you got to keep, tight-lipped on everything that occurs. But I mean, being part of a reality and then coming back to reality, I suppose. What was the transition like? Because you're going from a place that's a beautiful island, and you got all the beach and the water, and then you come back to the grind, which is the boxing gym. I mean, was that time away good for the body? And were you able to freshen up there?
I won't say it was good for the body, more good for the mind, because I had so much time away in a place that I didn't know anybody. It actually gave me a lot of perspective on where I was in life, because shortly after that is when I decided to move gyms. And I spoke to Manny and whoever else about moving before I even knew Coach G or Dani would have taken me on. And then I just managed to find a place that actually I really, really do well in. Yeah.
And tell me something. You support Orlando Pirates. I've just noticed that on your shirt now as well. Have you done any work with them, or are you just a pure supporter?
I would love to do some work with them, to be honest. To be like one of those #1 fans that come to the game all the time. Yeah, but we'll see. Maybe they'll hit me up for some social media stuff.
The new Mama Joy.
Yeah, something like that, Aiden. Yeah.
All right. So what's your goals for next year? What's out there for you?
For me, next year, I'd like to look at building towards 8-round and 10-round fights. By the end of next year, we can start definitely start looking towards titles. Because of the way we're training, it really makes sense that that's where we'll be going with things, because we're already training like that anyway. So I'm starting to feel a lot more comfortable. I'm sparring so many different guys, whereas before it wasn't like that. So I'm learning a lot from so many people. So that's where I'd like to end up next year, is looking at now titles by the end of next year.
All right, fantastic. I look forward to seeing what you can do as well, because obviously I've heard a lot from Coach G as well. So, if you get the action and you get in the ring, we get to see a little bit more. Tristen, do you have anything last you want to say?
I'd just like to say, thank you for God for bringing me where I am now. Thanks, Aiden, for the interview. Thanks to my team, for backing me, for taking me on, because as you can see, there's only guys with belts in this camp. I'm the only one without one. So I'm very thankful for them taking the chance on me. So that's why even in the last fight, I felt good that I showed them that, listen, I came here to do something like positive. I didn't just come here just to train, right? So and I want to keep that energy, and I want to join them with something on my shoulder too. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
If it's any sort of means anything, that all of them came without any belts and came to the gym and won belts in the gym, so that's a good thing. That's a good sign.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think this is that place where growth happens. It wasn't easy. I won't lie to you. The first few months, Coach G, and not so much like Danny as well, but Coach G especially put me through hell. Like I think he wanted to see, if I'm gonna break or if I'm gonna, if I actually wanna be here or not. And then I just told myself, just stick in one more day, one more day, one more day, one more day, and then after 3 weeks, you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting better, and then you fight on a little bit more, and you fight on a little bit more, and I won't lie, I've never been in camps like this. Like the camps are hell. The fight was like, yeah, the camps are something else. But it just shows you why Kane, it shows you why Sean, the guys fight the way they do, because the camp is like that, gets you prepared for that.
100%. They say train hard, fight easy. Tristen, I wanted to wish you all the best for 2025. Look forward to seeing you back in the ring again.
Thank you so much, Aiden.